Hi guys, Thaddeus from Eris. Here we are on a Monday morning. Now we're in my home office today, so I'm not yet working back at the corporation full time. I'm home 2 weeks out of every month. So I've got beautiful window right here that allows some natural light. All my lighting is turned off. This task lighting is turned off. So I'm just using natural light this morning, which is perfect. I've got my computer set up on F-Lux, which you'll see it's a little yellowish. So I turn that to the very softest color setting, about 2300 to 2700K, to really cut out blue light both during the day and at night. So I don't just use the F-Lux at night. I dial out all the blue from that screen even during the day. Now, I do that, of course, because we know that the blue spectrum of light creates reactive oxygen species, a whole bunch of pro-oxidants in our eyes. And that, we think, is going to lead to an epidemic of macular degeneration further down the line as we're exposed to all this blue light without the healing part of natural light. So most natural light has a blue part of the spectrum, but also a red, yellow, purple, and that red and infrared part of natural sunlight heals those reactive oxygen species and allows both our skin and our eyes to obtain some benefit and not just the ROS, reactive oxygen species, from the blue spectrum only. So really, I try to dial out all unnatural light as often as I can. It's not always possible. But again, Monday mornings are really very busy. I try to get down to work my time about 6:30 in the morning. I always have a blog post that I've written over the weekend, so I publish that first thing Monday morning for my blog, do all the social media updates for it. It takes me a few minutes. And then I start really trying to follow up and dig into any emails that I've had come in over the weekend and last week that I didn't get to yet. And then it's really into meetings for me. So I also try to take breaks whenever I can, every hour, and do 100 jumping jacks or some pull-ups or something for 5 minutes. So if we just take a quick tour, we've got a standing height desk, and so I've got this Aeron stool. Again, my bag and my clothes are sitting on this because I don't use my chair often. I sit in it maybe for a half hour a day when I'm eating lunch at my desk, but it's the same height as my desk. So I've got my standing height desk here. I don't have to crank it up or down. Mine's just a crank handle, and I'm just going to leave it at the same height because this Aeron stool is the same height as my desk. I've got a balance board sitting down here on the ground, which is always under my desk, that I'll stand on as often as I can. I've got these hand grippers here, which I keep, so I use these for about 3 to 4 minutes a day. I squeeze and hold for a minute, I let go for a minute, I do it again, switch hands. So I do that. Always have those available here in my office. So really I'm doing that throughout the day, especially when I'm on conference calls. I'll stand on the balance board and do some squats. I'll use the hand grippers. And again, I'm trying to get out of the mode of continuously being in email and processing and responding and actually doing some real work. My inbox gets extremely full, and I'm trying to create some rules and time periods during the day when I check my email once or twice a day only and try to clean it up within that hour. Hopefully that is going to work. So the other thing that I keep here by my desk, of course, is my step 1 and step 2 of Qualia. And this just makes sure that I don't forget to take the Qualia in the morning because I've got to take step 1 on an empty stomach and step 2 with food. So these are always down here. Keep them right next to my desk so I don't forget. I've got always my external hard drive, my computer, everything's set up, bunch of monitors. This is kind of what my home office looks like if you want to take a quick tour. I've got some bulletproof products here that I keep available. This is kind of my storehouse of different products, heart rate monitor, some bulletproof gi. I'm going to be trying these out. So these are blood flow restriction bands, Katsu training. So I've talked about this a little bit. I tried it out at the Bulletproof Biohacking Conference. I want to try it out in my own life and really see where it goes. I'm not going to do it this month. So again, this month I'm focused on using a very special product that I will be blogging about later. And I'm on the last part of my cycle through that product. And we're going to see if I'm able to lean out, which I'm already extremely lean, but lean out and build muscle at the same time simply by using this product and exponentially increasing the amount of carbs and other things I eat. So stay tuned for that one. So I've got a closet. All my work clothes kind of sit down here in this closet, as well as a whole bunch of supplements that I use for traveling, my travel mugs, My shoes that I'll use, these are of course flat shoes that have no lift between the heel and the toe, both the dress shoes and the other ones. So I'm going to use those. I've got this amazing cord hanging down here which runs all the way up in to give me Ethernet cable upstairs. My router and everything is down here. And down here I just keep all my travel accessories, hopefully fairly neat because I travel so often. I would like to keep those in a spot where I can immediately pack them very easily. Over here are the bookshelf with either home repair books for my rental properties and my own home, a number of other books that focus on energy, health, mushrooms, movement. So there's quite a lot of stuff here that I haven't read all of yet, and these are books that I'll pull off the shelf when I have a couple minutes and begin reading through some of those. Some of them I have read through and I'm keeping for reference. So this is kind of what my home office looks like. It's extremely messy. We just went through painting the walls and putting the trim back on, which is not nailed in yet, so everything's kind of a mess until I get that done. And then if we just simply walk over here, we can see it's going to get a little darker, but I've got the pull-up bar literally right outside the door of my home office as we get more into the light here. And then we've got the home gym with the squat rack and the Olympic weights and this mini trampoline rebounder that I'll use for 5 minutes a day when I have time. And again, this room is extremely messy because we're still putting trim on the entire basement. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Just a quick peek into my Monday morning is taking the qualia, taking my other supplements, getting in 100 jumping jacks before I start my day, having all these movement devices around my office so that I can take advantage of any downtime I possibly have or the time when I'm on hours and hours of phone calls. And the sort of procedure that I go through on Monday, cleaning up the inbox and publishing the blog posts, and then getting into the work for the rest of the week. Until next time, guys, have a good one.